A new study has exposed a troubling link between popular low-carbohydrate diets and an increased risk of colorectal cancer, especially for individuals already genetically predisposed to DNA repair issues. The research, conducted by scientists at the University of Toronto and published in Nature Microbiology, reveals that reducing carbohydrate and soluble fiber intake may significantly weaken the gut's natural defenses, amplifying the cancer-causing potential of specific gut bacteria. Most notably, a strain of E. coli that produces a genotoxin called colibactin. These findings highlight a dangerous and largely overlooked interaction between diet, gut microbiota, and genetic vulnerability that could silently increase cancer risk in countless individuals following trendy dietary patterns. While low-carb diets have gained popularity for their weight loss benefits, this research casts a dark shadow over their long-term safety. The study found that when mice were colonized with colibactin-producing E. coli and fed a low-carb, low-fiber diet, the conditions in the gut shifted dramatically in favor of bacterial growth and cancer promotion. This dietary combination led to inflammation, deterioration of the protective mucus barrier in the colon, and increased DNA damage. These are not minor side effects. They are biological changes that drive the development of tumors. Especially in individuals with mutations in DNA mismatch repair pathways, such as those with Lynch syndrome, the implications are severe. Their bodies are already less capable of fixing genetic damage, and the presence of these bacteria in a compromised gut environment accelerates the cancer process. The study's findings are especially disturbing when considering the widespread use of low-carb diets, which often also cut out fiber, either deliberately or as a byproduct of reduced intake of fruits, legumes, and whole grains. The absence of fiber doesn't just limit digestive health, it degrades the structural integrity of the gut lining. The thinning of the mucus layer allows harmful bacteria and their toxins to get closer to the intestinal cells, where they can inflict genetic damage more easily. In this weakened environment, a microbe that might otherwise be neutral, or even beneficial under certain conditions, becomes a dangerous catalyst for disease. And the damage it causes may take years to manifest, silently accumulating in the background while people believe they are making healthy dietary choices. The researchers are quick to point out that not all E. coli strains are harmful, but their work shows that even strains commonly used in probiotics, such as E. coli Nisl, may produce colibactin and pose a threat under the wrong conditions. That includes people who are genetically predisposed or those following certain diets without medical supervision. These revelations should raise serious questions about the long-term safety of probiotics and supplements that are currently marketed as universally beneficial, particularly in high-risk populations. Perhaps most alarming is how preventable this entire scenario might be. The researchers showed that reintroducing soluble fiber into the diet could reverse many of the harmful effects observed in the mice. Supplementation with soluble fiber reduced bacterial overgrowth, DNA damage, and tumor development, even in the presence of the colibactin-producing strain. But this fix only works if people know they're at risk and are proactive about fiber intake. Unfortunately, most people are unaware of the complex, often invisible dynamics happening in their gut, and they may unknowingly be putting themselves in harm's way by adhering to popular diets that demonize carbohydrates and fiber alike. While more studies are needed to confirm these findings in humans, the warning signs are clear and urgent. Colorectal cancer is already among the leading causes of cancer-related death globally, and if certain diets are silently exacerbating this burden, then public health messaging must adapt. Diets should not be promoted solely on the basis of weight loss or blood sugar control, without also accounting for their impact on the gut microbiome, immune function, and cancer risk. People with a family history of colorectal cancer, inflammatory bowel disease, or known DNA repair deficiencies should be especially cautious. What begins as a diet aimed at improving metabolic health may, in some cases, backfire in the most devastating way imaginable. This research should also serve as a wake-up call for clinicians and dietitians. The assumption that all low-carb or ketogenic diets are inherently safe or beneficial must be challenged, especially when applied over long periods or in individuals with underlying genetic susceptibilities. Medical professionals need better tools and guidelines for assessing how dietary interventions interact with the microbiome and cancer risk, and patients need clear, science-based guidance that doesn't oversimplify the complex relationship between food and health. In a world where dietary fads rise and fall with every new health headline, it is dangerously easy to overlook the long-term consequences of what we eat. But cancer doesn't care about trends. This study is a sobering reminder that dietary choices are not just about short-term goals like weight loss or energy levels. They can lay the groundwork for serious, sometimes irreversible disease. A diet that erodes gut integrity and feeds harmful bacteria is a ticking time bomb, particularly for those already walking a genetic tightrope. And without intervention, we may be unwittingly nurturing disease at the cellular level, one meal at a time.